I want to share with you a story. When I was about 13 years old, I was waiting for a couple of my friends to pick me up to go to the mall. And it was a big deal to me. I was dressed up, I was ready to go, and I was looking at my clock. An hour, then 2 hours passed, and it didn't show up. And after about 3, 4 hours, I realized they weren't going to show up. And my mom came home, my sisters came home, and they said, "Sam, you're all dressed up, you're not going anywhere?" And I just said, "Yeah, I'm not." And a few hours later, I went up to my room, I got on change. And it was I wasn't really sad. Of course, it was a little bit of, let down. I felt let down. But it was a great experience because I'm a very fair-minded person. I've realized in life, I'm sure I let down people. And so I don't look at that as like some sad, depressing memory, but I look at it as one of the things in life that pushes me forward. Because in life, many times people struggle on how to move on. How does that tie into my story? Well, you have to move on in life for the fact that you accept responsibility for your joy. Like at that moment, I'd put my joy and my expectation in someone else for them to pick me up and take me to the mall. And there's nothing wrong with, I don't want to say trusting people, because even Jesus said he didn't trust people. But I don't want to say there's something wrong with having relationships and depending on people per se. Because I think that, again, I think majority of people are decent. And I think some people will really bless you in life and encourage you when you need it and support you when you need it. But you have to be mature enough to accept responsibility for your joy, your life, and your decisions. And most people are not mature. They may be a manager, they may be in a high position in society, or they may be a psychopath on SSI. Most people are not emotionally or mentally mature. And this is the struggle with moving on, because their minds stay stuck on the negativity. They're trying to save someone else and instead of saving themselves. They're going to go to the shelter and adopt another pet instead of working on themselves. And the more stuff you collect, the harder it is to move on. See, one of the things that ties into downsizing is the mindset that you let go and that you are willing to put more time and energy into yourself. See, again, I think a lot of people are scared of downsizing because then they have no excuses on why not to move on with their life. They cling to the memorabilia of the past because they realize once they let that go, what are they going to do? They're actually going to have to reinvent themselves. There's no more useless knickknacks in the house to dust. What will you do if you don't have stuff to dust? You'll actually have to spend time with someone you don't like, or you actually have to, go do something in life. How do you move on? By accepting the past is over, by accepting I'm responsible for my joy every day. How do you live a good life? You have a daily routine that seizes the moment of each day. And if you don't like your routine, you gut your life. You uproot your life and you reposition your life responsibly. Because you need some routines. Every day shouldn't be an adventure. There's a certain amount of life that should be an adventure, exploring new things. But if you're one of these desperate people for joy, desperate people suffer the worst, desperate people make poor decisions. Some of your worst financial decisions will be when you're desperate. Never forget it. But if you're so desperate for joy that you cling to an adventure to save you, what I'm going to tell you is you're going to be very unhappy with life. Because you're going to get on some adventure, you're going to be waiting for someone else at the rest stop, you're going to realize that you're too old to deal with all the bumps in the road, you're not going to like the environment that you're in, and your mindset is not that of which can enjoy the moment. Because you haven't really moved on with your life. You're still, you're still Even if you threw some stuff out or you put some stuff in a closet, you're still clinging to the past. You're still remembering the past. Like you have a couple conversations about this place or this thing or this news event, but then after about 10 minutes, you bring up the same thing you brought up all the time. When I used to visit my father sometime, he always had a tough time moving on in life. He was very rigid. Okay. He can never let go of the past. And we would talk about something, and then after about 10, 20 minutes, he would bring up something that he's brought up a million times and that he can't accept and that he can't move on with his life. And I've had this type of conversation with family members and friends, mainly family members. They go back to the same point that they can't get past in their mind. And they're looking for me, or they're looking for someone else, or they're looking for an adventure to get them past this point in their mind. But there's a point of your life that requires looking in the mirror, okay, and the self-care and the self-work to move on with your life. See, sometimes your parent expects you as the child to be their caretaker. And I'm not talking about like an older parent wants their children to be a caretaker. I'm talking about like, sometimes parents are a little bit immature where they want their children to, bring them joy or bring them happiness or bring them closure. And sometimes grown adult children are so immature that they're looking for their parents to justify something in the past. Good to see you, Antonio. Antolina, it's good to have you back. I'm so thankful to have you back, Antonio. There's been people I met on YouTube that I formed a relationship with, then either they said something nasty or they disappeared, and I don't hold any ill will. I blocked someone today, Pack Live. He told me this long story about that he was a war refugee from Cambodia, came over here, worked his life. But you know what he maybe is? Maybe he's a child molester from San Francisco that lost a bunch in real estate. Because I question what a lot of people tell me they are. Because I upload a couple of videos today that are important to me. Okay? My channel is about what's important to me, and I'm trying to connect and inspire other people that are similar. If you can't fucking dig it, unsubscribe. And if you're mentally retarded where you don't know how to unsubscribe, you shouldn't be allowed to have a YouTube channel, and you shouldn't be allowed to have a gun, and you shouldn't be allowed to make children, okay? Because those are the type of people that molest. This guy, Pack Live, okay? I upload about, because what I'm going to start doing is chopping up my live feeds and put a little bit of like experts, a couple 1 minute, 2 minute clips of things that inspired me from the live feed. Okay. So I did that because I thought there was some good stuff in there for me. Okay. You don't have to like it. I understand. I'm at peace with myself. I know I got a wide ass and I know I speak about things some people don't want to talk about. But guess what, guys? I'm not going to talk about the ABCs of how to live out of your car. Because if you're so damn mentally immature that you don't realize all you have to do is pack all your stuff, start your car and leave, you shouldn't be out on the road, okay? You should be in an insane asylum. However, this guy was telling me he couldn't move on. He said, Sam, that's enough of this topic. Talk about something else. You know what I told him? Go fuck yourself. Unsubscribe. I blocked him immediately. After a year plus of knowing him on YouTube. Why? Because I move on with my life when someone tries to emotionally molest me. Okay? Because that's what that is. Because I looked at my videos, and to me, my videos were very self-explanatory, basically saying, like, if you're in an unhealthy situation with an unhealthy person, move on, get out of the way. So why would someone be upset about that? Only if they themselves are an abuser, a molester. See, what you should do in life is speak on some real stuff, okay, in a healthy way, okay, to yourself or however you want to express it, and see who gets offended about it. Usually people who are doing the manipulation. Because they said, don't blow my spot. I'm over here manipulating the shit out of everyone that thinks they know me. But guys, guess what? The gig is up. The gig is up. I know who you are. Okay. I know who you are by your comments. What is YouTube? What is any social media? It's you expressing your thoughts. So I know who has an unhealthy mind in their thoughts. All you got to do is leave a comment. I can tell what type of mindset you got. Well, certainly if I look at your avatar and I see it's about a bunch of BS, if it's a picture of the Joker or whatever, I know what your mindset is. But guys, look. How does this tie into the topic? This ties into the topic because when you start to move on with your life and doing the work of your life, taking care of yourself and then expressing how I took care of myself, okay? How out of 3 siblings, I'm the only one not on government assistance, not in an unhealthy situation. How that for me, I started a YouTube channel out of nothing and I'm not making videos for the masses. How for me, I want to talk about certain things. What does this mean? Does this mean you have to like it? No, not at all. And I'm not mad at you if you don't like it, because I appreciate that I am not for everyone. However, I'm at a place in my life, and I thank God for this. This is why I'll say like what I do in life and where I come from. Because I've had a lot of opportunities in life. I had a lot of blessings. A lot of people helped me. But I also had a lot of people that when you get your shit together and you start to speak on it, it's the people that don't have their shit together that they get super offended. I said to myself, why would you get offended if I talk about self-care? Or if I talk about don't cut out the psychopaths? Why would that offend you? Are you a psychopath? Are you a molester? Are you someone who can't pass a background check? You're a damn child molester and you need to live in an RV park? Who are you? Are you a troll that claim you've been molested and then you troll some other child molester? I see a couple people like that. There's some sick parts of YouTube, man. Sick. The mentally disturbed. How does this tie into moving on? Well, I look at these people in the cesspool of life, swishing around, fighting with each other. And I say they can't let go. Other people have control of their mind and they're trying to control other people's mind. I don't want to control anyone's mind. Sometimes I don't even want to read some comments because I see what's in their minds. So shit. It's like looking in the toilet bowl of Planet Fitness where some big guy came out there and took a shit. That's what their comment section looks like. That's what their mindset looks like. And I said, no wonder they can't move on. No wonder they can't move on. You need another van build out video? You need another cat being drug around, going on an adventure? You need someone to tell you you're dating a person that's destroyed your life, but really, you are just as guilty as that person destroying your life. Because you knew they weren't about shit, but you're not about shit either. So what do? You find someone worse than you, okay? Because you don't have any standards for yourself. And what do I say? Nothing. Because I don't judge you. I move on with my life. That's it. Your life is really based on, will you get distracted by everyone else's shit, or will you work on your own life? That's how you move on. That's how you move on. Because there's so much work in life to keep yourself going forward and not to get stuck in the mud that the only time you don't move on is when you stop. How do you sink in quicksand? When you stop. Keep moving. I tell you guys some of the most basic, wholesome advice there is in this world, that I practice what I preach. That if you're really lost, go for a walk. That doesn't excite some people. I don't know why. Well, I guess I do know why. Because they want me to upload another video about bullshit. Okay. I'm not. Guys, I'm not your Mr. Buddy Heater. Okay. I'm not your children who are going to go have sex with someone else because they think you were a bad parent. And they're going to destroy your life. They're going to wait for you to die, and they're going to collect your inheritance. And what am I going to say? I'm going to say shit. Because you raise children just like you. That's truth. You blame your children blame you. Guys, I don't get involved in any of that. I don't blame my parents. I'm thankful for my parents. I think they did some good things. Great things, actually. I think I had it better than a lot of other people. There's some bad parts, but I don't know any person that has a beautiful life. But at a certain point in my life, how did I move on? Versus myself. I just said, you know what can I control and how can I improve my life? And then I just let everything from the past go. Good and bad. I'm thankful for the good. I acknowledge the good. But I just don't get stuck in the past, period. Who is Al Bundy? Al Bundy is a character on a great TV series called Married with Children. He's some guy. It was great. It was very funny sitcom. It was about a middle-aged husband who when he would get real frustrated to bring himself happiness, he would talk about scoring 3 touchdowns in a football game. Because he wasn't, it was a joke, but his real life was a complete disaster. He was a shoe salesman in the mall, making minimum wage. He dated some lady, has kids that didn't like him. A lot of you people can relate to that, a lot of you psychopaths. And he kept saying, thank you, Tony, that he scored four touchdowns in one game. Because he had to bring up something from the past to make him happy. He couldn't move on. So he used to blame Peggy for a lot of shit. He used to blame his lazy children. But the truth is, whose fault was it that he was working in a shoe store? Whose fault was it that he married a heifer that eat bonbons all day? Okay? I've known some people in real life. They blame their spouse. I said, well, shit, you put a ring on it, right? How do you move on? You got to take accountability for your life. You got to start now. Mental toughness. Okay. Because there's some people that refuse to move on. Their only joy in life every day is to see if they can break you. I've already been broken, so I don't try to hide it. Okay. And how did I move on? One step at a time. Did the work of my life. Can I be broken again? Sure. Because I'm not prideful in that. However, I'm not going to pander to the psychopaths. I'm not going to pander to the lazy, the apathetic, the unhealthy. I'm not going to do it. I had a comment today from Marin. She's an encourager. I gave her a compliment about 10 days in a row that she's an encourager. Today she pissed me off. Because I was talking about psychopaths. I don't know why that touched the sore subject. Maybe she's married to a psychopath. Maybe she is one. I don't know. I know she spent some time in a mental asylum. I don't know if she was a teacher or she was the patient. But she said, Sam, don't forget, psychopaths are only 1% of society. I said, Marin, don't forget, homeless are only 1% of society. I'm homeless. I'm living among more people than people who are buried in their home. Thus, if you listen to the beginning of my video, that's what I talked about. If you're going to live on the road full time, you're going to be around more people than the average person who's buried in their house with their ungrateful family members and they can't move on. People project their mud on your soul. And I think they do it a lot of times online because most people aren't paying attention to them. Because most people are just in it for, look, engagement is the number one thing of YouTube and anything else. Just get people to engage. Doesn't matter if you care about them. But for me, I actually spend time in my mind to answer each comment. And I'm not boasting about that. I'm blessed to have a YouTube channel that has engagement. But what I'm sharing with you is this is a life lesson, so try to apply it. When you invest time in someone, okay, and they start to project their mud on your soul, you got to be quick to shake that shit off. There's a scripture that says you go into someone's house, you give them a blessing. Jesus said this. And if you find that that house is not worthy to be blessed, you take your blessing. That's what Jesus said. He said, you take that blessing, you fucking dust your feet off, and you get the hell out of Dodge. That's what he said. I paraphrased a little bit at the end. But see, a lot of you psychopaths who are enablers because you don't have any self-confidence, because you're not taking care of yourself, you don't like that. So you give me the scripture that we're all connected. We're all connected. Jesus said, wipe your feet, take your blessing, and keep moving. And I tell you, if you see a psychopath, start your car, get the hell out of Dodge. Pretty similar in my opinion. And guess what? If you believe in Jesus, then I don't have to save you. If that's your religious philosophy. And I respect if people have no religious philosophy. But there's a lot of people out here. Because look, this is mainly broadcast in America, where a lot of people claim to be Christian. And there's a lot of people that buy into, and I'm with, I believe in Jesus. But there's a lot of people that believe if Jesus saved you, I don't need to. You're already saved, right? Why are you depending on me to push you forward? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not saved. Maybe you're a phony. Like some people I've met in the church. I met some great people in church. I've also met some people, they're stuck in the mud. They couldn't move on with their life. When you peel back all the layers of all the different philosophies of life, of all the therapy, of all the self-help, of all the motivation, it comes down to really, how do you move on? It's going to be on your shoulders to do it. Because you're going to deal with the death of a loved one. You're going to deal with the divorce, the bad times, the good times, the death, maybe God forbid, of a child. And what I'm here to tell you is, get in a support system when you need it. Thank God for the people that encourage you, but you damn sure better be doing the soul-searching work that you have to do for yourself. Because there's going to come a time that the very person who encouraged you, they're gonna say something to you that's almost like an emotional abuse. And it can totally knock you right on your ass. And then you're not moving on. You're stuck. Is it a shame that this world and life is love? But there's a lot of good parts of the world. So don't take this message negative. This is a pretty much intense mindset that I'm verbalizing, but I don't verbalize this when I go in Starbucks. I don't verbalize this at my job. I don't verbalize this in my daily dealings with people. What I share with you on YouTube is a mindset towards life. I am verbally expressing it because this is the platform of a video, but it would be the same thing as a book, okay? All it is me communicating a mindset, okay? And when I see what some people communicate as their mindset on YouTube in a comment, I say, no wonder their book is a fucking horror movie. There's some people that love horror movies. I think Stephen King is a disgrace to society. He's a guy that makes horror flicks, and there's some people that love it. You know, that's fine when you're a kid. I enjoyed some horror flicks, but horror flicks are basically a sign of poor mental health. What type of mind would sit there and dream up the Joker or dream up Freddy Krueger? I mean, you got to be a sick fuck. I don't think about that shit during the day. I'm thinking about Latino MILFs. I'm thinking about trying to, be financially free, trying to be healthy. I'm reading the back of food ingredients to try to see how much sugar is in this shit. I'm not fucking daydreaming about like crazy shit. Some people are. Some people are still stuck in their insane asylum. Good to see you, Dor. The psychopaths come out when you say psychopath. Like, guys, if you don't want to deal with psychopaths, don't have a channel called Living in Your Car. Because a lot of people living in their car are complete psychopaths. It's true. Sometimes I say to myself, Sam, how the hell did I end up here? But we all struggle in life. Like I've shared with you, I've been broken. So what I try to share with you is how I moved on. And how every day I have to have this mindset to move on. Does it mean that this is going to be the exact way for you? No. Because guys, guess what? You're an individual with your own fingerprint. You're going to have to do some soul-searching work yourself. No one can, just like I had to do. And just like I have to do every day. Damn it, Dar, $9.99. May that super chat keep all the psychopaths away. May you feel appreciated. And may you cut off every ungrateful family member that guilt trips you, that emotionally abuses you. Because as a caretaker, and that's what you are, as a caretaker, as a nurse, as a lover, as a compassionate person, if you don't have boundaries, and you got to have Donald Trump build the wall boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, your mother, your grandmother that looks like Nancy Pelosi, she's going to crawl over that fence, okay? And she's going to crawl up in bed with you every night. And she's going to be talking nasty to your mindset, okay? She's going to be telling you about all the things in her mind about why she can't move forward in her life. And you know what you got to do? You got to say, hold up. Hold up, Nancy. Hold up, Miss Pelosi. Okay. I'm the Donald Trump of my life. Okay. And I didn't vote for Donald Trump, guys, but I'm giving you an analogy. Stay with me. I'm the Donald Trump of my life. Okay. So let me tell you this. Okay. I don't care if you try to impeach me. Okay. I don't care if you don't like me. Okay. Why? Because, guys, guess what? I run shit like it's a dictatorship. This is my life. In America, we live in the greatest democracy of the world, or so it's said. And only 50% of the population vote. Isn't that amazing? That means 50% of the population, they don't know how to move on. They're still trying to figure out how to show up at the voting poll. It's total disgrace. However, in the greatest democracy of the world, if you're living in it. We got some great people from Australia and overseas. A couple psychopaths from Europe, but I love them. But don't give me too much negative shit, because I don't love you that much. When you live in the greatest democracy of the world, America, you have to remember you're a dictator in your own life. Now that may sound harsh, but guess who it sounds harsh to? Every unhealthy mindset that doesn't want you to move on. They don't want you to move on because they don't want you to leave them behind. I learned this when I gave my 2 weeks notice at times, and I always tried to be the best worker I could be. Not perfect. I tried to be a positive influence in whatever job I had. And a lot of times, like I noticed, like when I would get at the end of my 2 weeks notice and I would be leaving, and I didn't do that much, only a couple of times, there would be like some resentment that I was moving on without them. And I said, that's weird. I don't understand why someone would feel that way. But I understand it's human nature. Like no one wants you to leave them behind. But for me, when I show gratitude to someone, and I try to always verbally express gratitude and show it, because I acknowledge that people have helped me throughout life. Every time someone hires you, they help you. They don't have to hire you. You better thank every manager that you had for hiring you. I did. Now, sometimes we didn't always see eye to eye. Maybe they don't understand my journey. But I always tried to express that I was thankful. I did. Because to me, it mattered. But I also got to a point in my life where I had to move on. And sometimes there's a little bit of resistance to that. Because again, people don't want you to leave them behind. But after you show gratitude, the best thing you can do is live your best life. Because I don't know any person who truly loves you that doesn't want you to move on to fulfill your destiny. The only person that doesn't want you to do that is an insecure, unhealthy, nasty, manipulative person with a fake profile. That this message hits too close to home because they're a molester emotionally. I know who I'm dealing with out there. I know the fact that your soul is so disgusting that this message hurts your soul because you like to live in the dark Joker world that you've created. But guess what, guys? This ain't a fucking Steven Spielberg YouTube channel. And you don't have space in my mind. Okay. You can't afford rent, and you can't afford space in my mind either. So what I'm telling you guys is you keep showing up to your life. That's how you move on. Because every person that doesn't know how to show up to their life, what they do is they sit and they create other fake profiles and other nasty things to try to hold other people back because they don't want to be left behind. But the world left them behind a long time ago. And it wasn't because there weren't programs. It wasn't because people didn't try to help them. It's because they chose to be toxic. And toxic people are not happy with destroying themselves. They want to give secondhand smoke to everyone around them. And guess what, guys? I don't care. Because I'm still not buying what you're selling. Because what you're selling almost destroyed my life and destroys many people's life. So I don't need your approval to move on. Don't. And if you ain't figured that out by now, you are brain dead. And that's why I try to tell you guys, don't even bother too much time with a psychopath. Because even if you make a great point, even if you make a lot of sense, a psychopath's job is to manipulate you into thinking that you're wrong. Okay? And they're the one with unhealthy, proven track record of a disastrous life. Probably have a criminal record and some other type of records. And they're going to sit there and tell you what you're doing is right or wrong. Don't buy it. It's a manipulation tool. You'll never move on trying to justify yourself to a manipulator. I know their game. I've seen it all the time. At times they actually want to help you. That's why I tell you guys, be very careful to get in a position of weakness because the predators prey on that. The predators, whether they're in the wildlife or whether they're in humankind or on YouTube, they wait till you get very weak so they can give you some assistance only to hang it over your head and to use it when you try to move on. Because they say, whoa, don't move on. Don't move on yet. Guys, I don't give a shit if someone helped you. I don't care if someone threw you a lifeline. if they threw you a lifeline just to manipulate you, I want you to cut that lifeline, step right over them, and move on with your life. Because all they were doing is playing some psychotic game. There's some people that go to therapy just to play a game with their psychiatrist. I know people going to government-issued therapists, and believe me, they ain't going to figure out their life. They're going to get their prescription filled. And you know what I say? Go fuck yourself. Not to them personally, because I'm not going to get in a conflict. Guys, if you ever start to argue with someone who has nothing to lose, you know what you should do? If it gets bad, just call the authorities. Do not destroy your life trying to argue with someone who the argument's about like nothing. Guys, don't be around anyone who is toxic, who is manipulative, who you have to justify yourself to. If you don't get me, just move on. But see, for some people, they want the argument. They want the entanglement because they got nothing to do with their life. And so if they can get you caught up in their web, that's what it is, guys. It's a web. All they have to do is get you emotionally excited and you're caught. Now you're going to do something irrational. Now you're going to cross the line and then they're going to get you in trouble. That's why I gave you guys a tip. How do you deal with a psychopath? Well, don't get over emotional. You document and you call the authorities. And if it's a manipulator, you just cut them off. You change your number. You stop playing their game. Guys, how do you end a relationship? It's very simple. You totally cut the ties off and you move on. There's no way they should be able to even have contact with you. But if you're insecure and you can't be by yourself, you are playing that game. Congratulations, Archie. Every psychopath, and you can define psychopath in many different ways. However, I think if you can't understand what I mean when I say psychopath, I think you're on a different level. Every person that is negative and toxic and hurtful to your life, there is no way that you can form a game plan to move on without removing them. This is the bottom line message, and we're going to go to all live comments. There is no way that you move on in life if a negative, toxic person has a position in your life. How do you move on? By the elimination of every toxic person, period. And until you figure that out, the tail wags the dog. And the insecure get manipulated by the psychopath because they're playing a mental tennis match game. Can I knock them off their guard? Can I get them aggressive? Can I get them over emotional? Can I get them in my web? And that's a daily discipline to stay away from them. Just like it's a discipline to not go to an RV lot and buy the biggest RV you find. It's a discipline to keep it simple. Keep it simple with people. When they show you they're toxic, say, I believe you. And guess what? I'm not going to try to change it. I'm not going to try to help you. There's programs out there if you want help. Go get them. We're not in a third world country. If you're watching YouTube, you're not in a third world country. There's a million things you can watch on YouTube about how to improve your life. Instead, you become a professional troll. You're a fucking abuser. That's what I think. With a cat profile, whatever you call yourself, I think you are an abuser, man. I think you're a manipulator. I think you're a psychopath. And I think I'm going to move on with my life. All right, guys, I'm going to take a hydration break. Click that thumbs up button. Share the video. And if you're a psychopath, I'll block you and move right on. I love you. All right, we're going live comments. Chosen by God. Good to see you, man. Hey, Sam. Sarah, I missed you. You know I was in my full-blown mode, so I don't know if you're still in this live chat. But I love you with all my heart. Your avatar picture's looking beautiful than ever, even though I know as each day passes, you can probably get a little more cracks in your skin. But I love you, Sarah. I think you're beautiful. You've always been positive to me. And I appreciate every comment that you leave for me. I think you are special. You were my first YouTube crush. Truth be told, Sarah, you were my first YouTube crush. Now, you may be a dude. I don't know. I've been tricked before on YouTube, so I don't want to, but I do want to show you love. I want to show you respect, and I want to show you appreciation, Sarah, because you've been nothing but kind to me, whether you're a dude or whether you're a beautiful woman. And I'm going to believe that you're a beautiful woman, even if you're a dude, because that's what you want. I love you. And I hope that you continue to move on with your life. You don't look at your divorces, because I know you've been divorced. And I don't know if they were transgender too. It's all right. I know you've been divorced a couple times. I want you to move on now. I know you're in a relationship now with some guy who's got a couple kids and he's driving a Honda Civic that's beat up. But I want you to move on from him too. I do. I want you to stay single if that's what you want. I love you. I'm busting your chops a little bit. Sarah, I love you all my heart. And I'm trying to express gratitude. And I love you. I'll just say that before I get myself in a little bit deeper. Just in case I haven't told you in a while. Yeah, she gave me a lot of that. And she gave me some bikinis. Sarah, I love you. You're a special woman. My first YouTube crush. Juliana, she's my Australian YouTube crush. I'm a man whore. Hey, guys, I'm a man whore on YouTube. It's true. Juliana, hey, Sam. Hey, you were spitting those facts today. Good job. Ernie, that's my guy. He dated a psychopath before. I do struggle with moving on. That's all right. You're figuring out your life. Ernie, the good part is I see you putting in the self-work of your life. Now, you may not ever really move on. I'm not responsible if you do or not. However, I am going to tell you, I feel at this point that you're doing some deep work of your life, some soul discovery. And I want to acknowledge what I see. Oh, Sarah says she's pretty sure she's a female. Well, thank God, because I did masturbate to you a couple times. Life is good, Sammy. Completely single going forward. Well, Sarah, until you meet the next guy that wants to take you to Disneyland, damn it, I'm not mad at you. But what I can tell you, Sarah, I think you're very attractive, and I love you because you are a kind woman, and I appreciate you a lot. And I joke around a little bit, but I sincerely do appreciate you. I love you. But like I was telling you, Ernie, man, I see you doing some good self-work. I want you to continue to do that work. He goes, I struggle moving on. Experienced a crushing death. I hear you. And a bad relationship. It'll knock you on your ass. That's why I'm planning the journey to Florida. Well, just slow down. Just realize Florida is not going to change your life. It's only going to enhance your life. So right now, if you're in a bad place, physically, mentally, emotionally, and you're not going to do the work of self-discovery, of eating better, of reading some spiritual literature, whatever it is, or self-help books, and you're just going to come to Florida a complete psychopath, you're going to leave Florida a complete psychopath. Because most people who come to Florida don't stay. Just like most people who live in their car, they don't stay. Who hit the road as an RVer, they don't keep it. I want you to build a sustainable lifestyle of moving on. And so what I could tell you is keep doing the self-discovery work so that when you come to Florida, you're not replaying the past. You're dipping in the Atlantic Ocean. And then you find a nice beach park and you masturbate to Sarah. That's what I do. Good job. Free to be me. Move on, brother. Moving on. Well, free to be me. You understand life. Vlad, what's up, man? Good to see you. Angelina, Tampa Bay's in the house, the west coast of Florida. Hey, Sam. And everyone, can't live your best life now if you're stuck in the past. Forward, she said, and then she put a period. And I put an exclamation. Good mark. Luke, yes, the self-reflection is a painful thing to do. Yes, but it's necessary for personal growth. Luke, you're a smart guy. Tony, I have to admit, moving on is hard for me. Well, good job admitting it. To do sometimes. Tony, thank you for that honest self-evaluation. That's how you move forward. Angelina. Hold on a second. I got to block a psychopath. That's okay. Guys, I got enough energy to block the psychopaths. Let me continue to read. Angelina. Good to see you. Angelina goes, I've always watched, just don't comment all the time. That's all right. I know that most people will lurk. Most people in America don't vote. So I've accepted in life that most people will not get involved. And I do not judge that. I've been there at times myself. So what do I do and how do I move on? I take accountability for my joy. If I upload a video and no one likes it, you know what I do? I say, all right, if I like the video, I don't give a shit. I'll upload another one like that. If I do a live chat and no one comes in, you know what I'll do? I'll say my message and I'll shut it down. If my YouTube channel doesn't grow and it goes down to 0, you know what I'll do? I'll deactivate it and I'll move on with my life. Why? Because I discovered a long time ago that I'm responsible for my own joy, for my own life. You'll need other people to help you. I don't want to start to be boastful. However, I do want to be bold in expressing that I do not need the approval, either do you. You don't need the validation of others. The right people that appreciate you will understand you, and will encourage you willingly, will not manipulate you, will not hurt you. There are billions of people in the world. There's 5 psychopaths with 15 different profiles with mental health that looks like a Planet Fitness toilet bowl. What do I tell them? I don't tell them shit. I block them, and after they create a new profile, I block them again. Why? Because, guys, what do I do when I go into Planet Fitness? I flush the toilet bowl. Okay, I don't talk to it. You know what I'm saying? Someone give me the toilet bowl emoji. I don't think they got a toilet bowl, but they got toilet paper. Eric, you're hot on emojis right now. Give me a toilet paper emoji. Guys, I want you to tattoo this on your back. When you're talking to a psychopath, you don't talk to the toilet bowl, you flush the toilet bowl. I want you to flush every psychopath, every manipulative, every abusing person. I want you to flush them right out of your life. Thank you, Eric. Because, guys, guess what? Talking to a manipulator is the same thing as talking to a dirty toilet bowl. It ain't gonna get you shit. And I don't like to clean toilet bowls. That's why I sold my house. So if I don't like to clean toilet bowls in houses that I own, do you think I want to clean a toilet bowl of some anonymous psychopath? Nope. Nope. So what I could tell you is this. Let's take a hydration break. Oh, I'm gonna chop that up. That's gonna get uploaded tomorrow. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna start uploading 15 videos a day, like Joe Rogan. But this is gonna be called the inspirational nomad guy stuff. Good job. Good job. Luke, always sending you, my man, positive vibes. You're one of the positive people I met, and I appreciate that. Benjamin, I did first like today. I appreciate you. And even if you didn't, if you were positive, I appreciate you. But thank you for doing that. Thank you for everyone who clicked that thumbs up button. And thank you, Dar, again for the tip. Angelino, I love it. Completely agree with you. Well, Angelina, you've been in some unhealthy relationships. I think you got divorced. And I have extreme compassion and empathy on the pain that is involved with that. So all I can tell you is, and everyone, Sarah, if you're still in here, she's been divorced a couple times. Everyone who's been divorced, what I would tell you guys is let go of the past and don't get married again. However, if you meet some guy at Disneyland that's tall, he's got a nice ass, he's got 2 kids, but he's got a nice body and you're a little horny. Now, all I'm going to tell you is get you a vibrator, pay for your own ride at Disneyland, and enjoy your life. Because what I can tell you is you can't move on when you have unhealthy relationships. If you meet someone who's healthy for you, mentally, physically, emotionally, then do you. But guys, like I tell you, I'm very cautious to add something to my life because I've realized how hard life is to move forward. Most people are not moving forward. They're stuck. And they're like the crabs in the bucket. They're trying to pull you down. They're stuck. They don't understand how to get out. Guys, do you know the lifeguard analogy? Like if someone drowns in the Atlantic Ocean, I saw a big MILF today. Oh, she almost drowned. She almost was causing a tidal wave in the Atlantic Ocean. And I was looking, I said, oh, she going to drown, man. So I looked at her. Did I jump in there and save her? No. But I looked at the lifeguard station. I said, well, if she starts to drown, I'm going to call the lifeguard. So if a psychopath or a manipulator or someone tries to get you in a dangerous position, you call the authorities. Now, that lifeguard is trained to deal with an emergency situation. Now, what is he going to do? He's going to jump in that water with aggression, purpose, and a plan. Because he knows when someone's drowning, they're desperate. And they're going to try to pull you unintentionally or intentionally in the water with them because they're an emotional wreck. And if you're dealing with a big MILF, you're going to need all your strength, okay, not to get sucked down into the high current tide of the water. So be careful when you try to save someone else because a lot of times they're going to pull you down with them. There's a scripture that says, be careful getting someone else out of sin that you yourself don't get wrapped up in their sin. And what's that analogy in today's term? Be careful when you see a MILF drown in the Atlantic Ocean that you yourself don't get drowned with her. Okay. Now, if you can't figure that out, guys, I think you're going to struggle in life. Good job. Archie. There's some guy who literally dances down the block listening to music with a psychopath. Hey, I don't judge them. I just start my car and I move. Now, if I lived in that neighborhood, would I judge them? No, I just wouldn't walk by them. Because you're going to deal with psychopaths no matter what. Like I told you guys, the psychopaths got home court advantage. That's the earth. However, they're still 1% of society, like Marin said. However, I'm also 1% of society. I'm living without a house. So what have I learned to do and how to avoid them? I move around them. I don't try to block them. I don't try to hurt them. Now, if they approach me with some negative stuff, I call the authorities. I call the lifeguard. I call the police officer. And that's it. I move on with my life. So bottom line is, guys, the psychopaths are everywhere. Avoid them. And if they approach you in a negative way, call the authorities. But other than that, you shouldn't have any dealings with the psychopaths. Like, I don't look at a psychopath doing a cartwheel down the street. I don't look at him and say, oh my God, what a disgrace to society. I don't. I just say, you know what? I don't want to walk down that street. I'll go down another one. That's all. Because I realize that some people just don't have it all up there. Some people are struggling. I don't judge that. I don't look at myself as I'm superior. I just look at myself like, what do I need to do to keep myself in a healthy space? I said, well, number one is I'm not going to walk down the same sidewalk that someone's doing a cartwheel, listening to music. So let me just walk away. That's all. That's all. All right, good job, Archie. He gets really intense, cringe factor. I've seen it. That's fine. I get intense too. So like I said, don't be intimidated by psychopaths. I gave you guys 4 tips today how to deal with a psychopath. Let me click on that so I can read that right now. One of them was don't be intimidated, because a psychopath is still a human. Sometimes like they got psychopathic strength, but a taser will knock anyone down. That's why you call authorities. Let me look at what I posted. I hope you guys read this stuff, man. I know Pac Live didn't read it. He wanted me to upload another video about fucking how to live in your car. He got blocked. 4 things on how to deal with a psychopath. I hope you guys are listening to this. Number 1 is keep your emotions in check. Okay. Number 2, don't show that you're intimidated. Don't faze me. Number 3, don't buy into their stories. Yeah, I'm not impressed. Number 4, turn the conversation back on them. I would caution you with that. Don't even try to have a conversation with them. But if they do, divert until the authorities come. That's all. Keep your mouth shut. All right, good job. Red Limex. Hey, Sam. Been a while since I've been in the live chat. Happy to be back. Well, good to have you. Keep up the hard work and the positivity. Thank you for that positive, encouraging comment. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Tony, scored 4 touchdowns. Oh, yeah, Al Bundy style. Dar, I miss my psychopath Sam. I'm back. I miss you so much. Been binging. Well, Dar, I appreciate that. And just remember, treat me like a spark plug. Let me spark your engine only so that your engine will drive yourself. Because my goal is to get you guys going on your own life so you can move on without me. Why? Because, guys, I want you to be independent enough that you have done the work of your life, that we can still connect. I hope we're still friends for a long time. But I just want to encourage you that you are confident enough as you put in the work of your life to move on, and you don't need always a pastor or always a therapist. Or sometimes after a while of all those things, you're independent enough to move on with your life. Good job. Dar, that's all right. Cameron, what's up, man? Good to see you. Dar, that's all right. We love you. I appreciate that tip, Dar. Thank you. Dar, I meant to say I've been doing marathon watching your videos. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Dar, kiss emoji. I appreciate that. Dar, thankful for your advice. Well, Dar, I'm a YouTube man whore. It's true. Juliana, very smart. You can be in a support group, therapy, or read self-help books, but you must do the inner work. Juliana, all I could tell you is you must have done some serious work on your life, because your comments continue to blow me away. Fire emoji to you. Good job. Tony, good point, Juliana. She nailed it. Cameron, some people will hold you back. Cameron, smart comment. I got you, brother. Excellent comment. Tony, yep. Tony Soprano did that. Yep. And look how his life ended. Totally destroyed everyone around him. Tony used therapy. Tony, he used therapy to show. Tony, this is another great comment. You guys are getting it, man. Tony said that he's referencing Tony Soprano, which was part of a HBO series, that there was this mobster basically who was a psychopath killer that basically was a con artist to his therapist. And you totally get it. And that's the same thing as a troll and a psychopath online or an unhealthy manipulator in real life. They're not really seeking help. They're just trying to Manipulate the person who's trying to help them. That's true. Good job, Tony. Excellent comment, Archie. I had to walk away from a psychopath who was getting aggressive. Good job. Always walk away. Don't engage unless it's absolute last result. Call the authorities. Document on 911. Put 911 on speaker. Archie. Takes a bigger man to walk away. I totally agree. Cameron. Never been to therapy, Sam. Okay. And it's free. Hey, Cameron, if you're in a good place mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you just keep doing you. Sarah. Pretty sure I'm a female. I love you. Sarah, you know I'm a man whore. Julia. The truth pill is hard to swallow, you damn right. But you must do it to move on. Hey guys, a lot of psychopaths aren't taking their pill. What do I say? Nothing. I don't try to have a conversation with someone doing a cartwheel, going down the sidewalk, listening to their earphones. Nope. Archie. Oh, Eric. Pound emoji, peace. Same to you. Eric. Toilet bowl emoji. Yep. Don't try to talk to a toilet bowl. Just flush it. See me? You have done any videos on diet and how to eat while living in a car? Yes. If you go to my playlist on Nomad Life and on health and well-being, you'll see some of them. Thank you. Snow Panther, toilet bowl emoji. Good job, man. You're hot. Pizza guy. A toxic person couldn't live in a car. It takes discipline. To some extent, that's true. However, I have seen the exception to that rule. I think you gave a good general rule. I think that was an excellent comment. There are exceptions to the rule because I have seen a couple psychopaths that do live in their vehicle. That's true. Good comment, though, man. Eric, a lot of toilet bowls, so there's a lot of psychopaths out there, man. There's more than 1%, man. I'm sorry to say it. Need more toilet bowls tonight, guys. It's like a dookie stain of life, man. You nailed it, Eric. Tony. It's a psychopath apocalypse. Well, that's pretty much true. Tonight on Life Feed, guys. Guys, you're damn right. Good job. Yep, just stepping over the psychopaths, guys. We're doing a great job tonight, Sonia. Hello, Sam. How does one stop old memories of go for a walk? So if you got old memories, that means you're being idle. What did I do when my dog died, when I went through a divorce, when I went through some bad financial times, totally made stupid decisions. I felt guilty because I did the wrong thing. I went for a walk and I cried for about 6 months to 8 months straight every night. So bottom line is, unless you don't have any legs, and God forbid there may be some people out there like that, but if you have the ability, I want you to bundle up safely, and as long as you're not in a bad community, I want you to go for a walk right now. If you won't do that, you'll never move on with your life. That's the truth. That's what I did, so I can only tell you what I did. Some people try to give you this big philosophy, but what I've learned in life is you can't outthink depression. You can't outthink depression. You can't outtalk a psychopath, because a manipulator is trained very, very well in the art of manipulation. And what I could tell you is Roz 999 coming in here doing cartwheels. Mr. Dwight, like, damn it, Roz. You know how to make me laugh. And stuffing 999 down my shorts don't make me mad. And what I could tell you is this. Roz, I love you, and Sonia gets it. Roz, I'm sending all the psychopaths out there right now to go for a walk. So I know you're a police officer down in South Florida. So some of these psychopaths, they're trying to do the self-work of their life. So as long as they're not jaywalking, don't taser them. However, how do you determine if there's a psychopath outside walking right now that's trying to get their life together or that's trying to destroy someone else's life? Well, if someone's walking with their earbuds in on a sidewalk, not bothering anyone, there's someone that's trying to get over a bad memory, okay? And they're trying to do the work of their life. If there's someone doing cartwheels, jaywalking in the middle of the road on a double yellow lined roadway, okay, screaming out loud, Roz, what I want you to do is charge your taser up to 1,000 volts, knock them dead on their ass, handcuff them, then zip tie their legs, drag them into your squad car, and book them for every charge possible. Why? Because there's no cure for being a complete psychopath. Roz, thank you again. All right, let's take hydration, please. Taffy, good to see you, brother. Oh, man, I'm giving you guys life-changing advice, man. She goes, my cousins have done nasty things. Well, I think you got it. You got the message, and I appreciate your flower emoji because I see that you put great advice. Sonia, go for a walk, change your number. Drama only stays in your life. Thank you, Manny. Woo, woo. It's psychopath apocalypse out there, man. Guys, shout out to all our good police officers, man, because I called them. Like, you guys think I tell you guys what I practice what I preach. There's been times in my life I've dealt with life and death situation. Knives come out. Psychopaths are entangled with each other. I had decisions to make. Am I going to get involved or am I going to call the authorities? I'm not going to destroy my life. What did I do? 911. Hello, Roz. I got 2 psychopaths here totally trying to kill each other. Can you please come over? Sure. And then that's it. That's what I do. Why? Because, guys, you want to get involved in that? I'm not. Good job. Taffy, had a psychopath alert at the gym today. Well, guys, if you like Sam, I don't know where all these psychopaths are. I live on Sentinel Island. I live in a gated community. There's not that many psychopaths in the world. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go to Planet Fitness at 2 o'clock in the morning. All right. Or I want you to go to the gym any time of the day. Why? Because, guys, the psychopaths are at Planet Fitness. That's true. All right, let's continue. He goes, I had a psychopath alert at the gym today. Dude hogged the bench for at least an hour. Don't bother him, man. We'll just wait till it's over. Kept slamming this shit out of the weights. Guys, he's basically an abuser. I was going to say something, but Taffy, I hope you're still in here, man. Taffy, I hope you're still in here, man. Because what I could tell you is you did the 100% emoji right thing. Anyone out there who cares about someone doing the right thing, please put the 100% emoji in the live chat. Because my man Taffy had a decision to make today. Taffy was trying to do the right thing. He was trying to do the soul-searching work of his life. He went to the gym. That's a good start. So then what he realized, like most people who aren't bunkered down their house, he realized that, oh shit, in the real world, there's actually a lot of psychopaths, not just 1%. So then Taffy saw this psychopath totally abusing the bench. Working out, throwing weights, being a total deranged maniac. So he said, I got a decision to make. Am I going to interrupt this psychopath? Or am I going to say, there's another Planet Fitness 10 minutes up the road? Or I'll just wait till another bench set is open. Guys, don't destroy your life because you're trying to get a couple reps in before your lunch break is over. Walk away. Walk away. And if there's no weight set open, go outside and do push-ups next to your car. Now, you may say, Sam, that's going to make me look like a psychopath. Well, you're better off doing that than arguing with that psychopath, okay? So what I can tell you is, Taffy, you changed your life today. And if you can remember that mindset of self-control, you will always be in the right place at the right time, even when you're right next to a psychopath. Because how do you deal with a psychopath? You walk away. Period. Good job. All right, let's take out this break. Sonia, thank you. Roz, thank you for keeping us safe, Roz. Thank you for keeping us safe. Salute to you. Manny, woo, woo, woo. Oh, yeah, they're out there, man. Roz, just had a class on mental health. Well, Roz, I give you guys a class on mental health every day. I uploaded 3 videos today. They all were about mental health. Pac Live didn't like it. He said, Sam, I want another video about RV lots. I know what I told Pat? Go fuck yourself, man. You're blocked. So some people don't value mental health, okay? Some people only value, show me how to get air conditioning in a car, okay? Show me how to free boondock, okay? Show me a 5th-wheel travel trailer. Guys, I value mental health, okay? And what I can tell you is, if you don't value it, that's fine. There's a million other things you can do in your life, but don't project your toxic mind on me, okay? Because I'm not your Planet Fitness toilet bowl. I love Planet Fitness. I respect Planet Fitness. When I take a dookie in the Planet Fitness toilet bowl, I flush it, okay? However, I've seen a lot of psychopaths not flush the toilet, and then they want me to flush their toilet. And you know what I say? Clean up on aisle 3. All right, let's continue. Gilbert. Tase the psychopaths. Well, let the police officers do it. Because I don't want you getting entangled with the psychopaths. Now, if you got no other choice, then you do what you got to do. But don't catch a charge for a psychopath. Big Easy. Sunglass and palm tree, thank you. Roz. Roz. Run, Forrest, run. Eric, 100. Juliana, 100. Roz, nope. I got 3 years left for retirement. Well, Roz, when in doubt, turn your police camera on. Turn your body camera on so that you can document everything. How do you deal with a psychopath? You document everything. So, Roz, if there's a psychopath that tries to sue the police officers because they were called to the house for a domestic dispute, they did not obey what the police officer told them to do. They got tasered, and then they sued the police officers. Roz, what I want you to do is I want you to show them a replay of your body camera. Don't upload to YouTube. Just show it in court. Why? Hey, when you got plain evidence there, psychopaths can't say anything. Big Easy? Oh, yeah, we're going for it. Chris, 100s? Yeah. Lila? AK Zach? I get frustrated. Show me rough time Christmas tree. Totally disaster. Zach, tree, my room. Zach, what I could tell you is I think this is a penis sleeve moment. So sometimes when you're frustrated in life, you should go for a walk. Sometimes you should masturbate to free porn. But when you're frustrated, take time for yourself. Do not engage with other people because I don't want you to get in an argument. I don't want you to do anything negative. I want you to do some soul-searching time, quiet, peaceful time that you can unwind and relax. Good job. Diana, hey Sam, I went to Tampa RV show today. All the psychopaths were out there. I fell in love with a beautiful Class B van. Don't buy it. Don't buy it and don't date a psychopath because it's a depreciating asset. You don't have the money for it. And what I can tell you is that Class B van will destroy your life faster than a psychopath doing a cartwheel on a double yellow line street. Okay? So what I can tell you is don't buy it, but let's see what you said. I'm thinking about turning in my apartment and getting one, but I'm scared. Well, you should be scared because basically you're saying that you can't afford to own a home. However, you can afford to own a depreciating asset. So before you sell everything and hit the road, what I can tell you is rent an RV, travel a little bit, see how you like it, and then if you want to commit to a huge financial purchase, then do it. I only practice what I preach. So I didn't buy a big class. I did a video when I sold my house. I said I was looking at RVs, but what I found out is the RV life is not so cheap and not so easy. Okay, there's a lot of entanglements. Okay? However, if you do it for 2 years or 3 years or 3 months even, and you say, okay, now I want to get a Class B RV, now you at least know what this lifestyle is like. But you don't get married to a psychopath after you see them at the strip club. You got to at least date them for a few months to see what you're getting into. So experience this nomad life first, because it's a very expensive, entangled life, and you're going to be in the public more. So I don't want to destroy your dream. And you should do whatever you want with your money. So if you say, Sam, screw you, it's my money, I say, you're damn right, and I want you to do whatever you want. I'm just sharing with you passionately what I did in my own life and what I would recommend. However, if you come in here and tomorrow and say, Sam, I ended my lease, I bought a Class B, I'm going to give you a congratulations emoji. Because I don't hate on you, I don't want to manipulate you, I don't want to control you, and I don't want to say just because I did it a certain way, that's how you should do it. I'm just sharing passionately my opinion, and I want you to do whatever you want. I love you, and thank you for sharing. Good job. Juliana, how to deal with a psychopath. Document. Good job. 100% agree from experience. Juliana, fire emoji to you. Lila, hey, no, man. I missed you live last week. Miss you on chat. Well, Lila, Zach, we missed you, and we love you too. RB Robinson, thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, let's end on a high note. I'm totally exhausted. I gave it the best I got. Now, I appreciate everyone who left a positive comment. I thank you, Dar, and I thank you, Ross, for the tip. Eric, I thank you for the emojis. He goes, let's smash that thumbs up. I appreciate that. And then he gave a couple of police cars, escorting all the psychopaths out. Guys, Eric, you did a great job. Dar, thank you all my heart. Dar, there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what? This relationship's no longer healthy for me. I got to move on. I love you guys, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for everyone who can understand what I'm saying in context. I thank you. I really do. I really do. God bless you guys. Stay positive.